Hey guys, welcome to Callous Fight Night. We have a match of opposites here. We have Zokuru, who almost always plays stall, and Gacu, who almost always plays offense. Of the two, I'd say the more likely to switch is probably Gacu. He's probably the more versatile player. He can and does sometimes play defensive teams, but he is definitely more known as an offensive player. Zokuru, on the other hand, is, not a one-trick pony per se, because he doesn't play just like one team over and over again, but his teams tend to be remarkably similar. It is very consistently stall teams, TSS, over and over, every tier. It's just the way the guy plays. And you would think that that would be exploitable. You would think that that's something people could counter team. But Zokuru is really good at what he does, and he's been very successful in doing this approach over and over again. He's been doing better and better in big tournaments, including SPL as of late, so it's hard to argue with his methods when he's putting up the results. So this is an interesting one. Gacu is our defending Callous Fight Night champion here, and he's doing a bit of switch pivoting to scout the Tyranitar set, which has a couple of nasty surprise moves that could devastate the wrong thing. Brick Break and Ice Beam and HP Grass. So what a pain in the ass that tower is. That is going to successfully kill Swampert. Gacu does not scout for that, and the early advantage goes to Zokuru here. And now an Ice Beam crit as well, so very good start for Zokuru. Gacu did do some good pivoting early to get some scouting off, but he got a little bit greedy and he stayed in with Swampert to get devastated by the grass. He lost that Pokemon more or less for free, and for sure the advantage here is bottom side with our challenger Zokuru. That being said, we have a +2 Aerodactyl here. That's a very dangerous Pokemon. Zokuru's going to have a bulky water somewhere, of course, but if it is his Milotic that he loves so much, that is not going to be the best bulky water to handle this guy. And Aerodactyl now going for Substitute. It makes sense that he is not Choice Band locked, given the fact that he is on a Swords Dance Pass team. It is Swampert for Zokuru, which is what it needs to be. Zapdos got taken out by the +2 Rock Slide, devastated. He had no chance to survive that, regardless of how bulky it may have been. And we've got ourselves a 5-5. Swampert should scare off Aerodactyl. Because Arrow went for that one turn of sub, he's now in range where Surf would kill him, whereas maybe there was a chance, depending on EVs, that he could have lived something like a Surf or certainly an Ice Beam before. But now a Surf would kill him. Maybe even an Ice Beam, depending on the EVs. So Gacu at this point probably has to switch out unless he's going to sub down to a third attack boost and then hit Swampert with a +3 double edge. Hydro Pump is the move. That does have a chance to miss, of course, but now that Aerodactyl's at 50%, I don't know that Swampert needs to keep Hydro Pumping. It could just be Ice Beam. We could, however, be looking at an Endeavor Swampert that does not have Ice Beam. That does not seem to be the case. He does have Ice Beam, and it is, in fact, a third attack raise for the Aerodactyl as it subs itself into range of its Pinch Berry, Lychee Berry. So Arrow is now +3 against what looks like an offensive Swampert, because why else would it have Hydro Pump? If it were a defensive Pert, I think even though it would take a fuck ton, it would survive a +3 double edge. Offensive Swampert, on the other hand, I do not think would live a +3 double edge. So if Aerodactyl has that, Zoc might be in some trouble here. Tyranitar survives double edge, of course, on the switch in, but it has zero chance of surviving an Earthquake or a Rock Slide. It is just Earthquake, and now Weezing comes in after Cheetar dies for Zokuru. Unsurprising to see that Pokemon from him. Purely stall-based Pokemon from a purely stall-based player. Aerodactyl on Weezing, I'm going to be honest with you, because Weezing is so uncommon, I don't know this calc offhand. I don't know if it's 252 Weezing, if it survives or not. The answer evidently is it does. However, a flinch comes in at a terrible time. Weezing does not get to revenge kill the Aerodactyl. And, this might just be game over already. This might be one of the fastest Fight Night games that we have This Aerodactyl may simply plow through the entire team for Zokuru. It is certainly looking that way. They're starting to talk about the things that they have in the reserves, so that is usually a sign of, by the way, this game is over. Might be one of the quicker fight nights that we have. Snorlax here is going to attempt to survive a +3 Aerodactyl attack. I don't know that he lives Double Edge. Maybe a Rock Slide misses. I would assume that Gacu is simply going to win with this boosted Aerodactyl here. The concession has not happened. Perhaps they're running some calcs. Perhaps they're chit-chatting. But it's actually Gacu taking the time. He goes for Rock Slide. He calcs that Double Edge would not kill. Rock Slide there does have a chance to miss, but it doesn't. However, he doesn't get the flinch either, so the Lax does get to live and kill the Aerodactyl. But man, the damage is very much done. I guess the game is not over on the spot, the way that Zokuru, I guess, thought that it would be. But I would say that he's probably too far behind at this point to make a meaningful comeback here. Gaku's going to have Brick Break on his Tar as well. Does he also have HP Grass to hit the Swampert here from Zokuru? Zok's not really in a position here to play around too much. He goes Hydro Pump. He gets hit with a Crunch and a Specs Drop on the way back, but Swampert's faster, would easily kill here with another attack. Earthquake will be enough. Celebi comes in. It's very low. It's looking for the revenge kill. Swampert will not live in HP Grass or probably even a Psychic after that Specs Drop. But Zokuru here is given an opportunity by Gacu. Gacu didn't attack. He probably doesn't have an attack that would kill at this point, because remember, it's a Swords Dance passer. He's not going to have Psychic or HP Grass. So Zokuru there did have an opportunity with that Ice Beam to get a crit or a freeze, but it did not come. Leech Seed and Body Slam exchange now. Lax very low. Now would be the time to self-destruct if he has it. Gaku's got to be thinking about that in this 3-3 situation. Also, assuming he was telling the truth, Zokuru inadvertently revealed his last Pokemon already. He said that he has a Gilligros in the back. If that is in fact true, that gives Gacu valuable information in the situation. Swampert should be faster here, should be able to finish off the Metagross. Zokuru actually looks like he's probably going to win this game at this point, but it depends on the last Pokemon for Gacu. Metagross staring it down is not gaining lefties, but I don't think it matters because the Swampert should be faster. But no, actually Metagross is faster here, and he takes the Swampert down with him. That leaves Zokuru with only one Pokemon, which is presumably the last Gilligros that he said it was. And yeah, that turns out to be right. It's against the last poke Magneton from Gacu, so it's all going to come down to RNG here. Will there be crits? Will there be paras? Thunder Wave full para, a great turn for Gacu. Now Zokuru must not get crit or fully paralyzed to have a chance to win this game. Celebi is going to come in. There's an Earthquake. He has to Earthquake there. He's obligated. He doesn't get to Meteor Mash. Zokuru does still have a chance to win this with cooperative Meteor Mashes, whether that's a crit, an attack raise, whatever it may be. And most importantly, he needs to avoid full paralysis here. Leech Seed happens. Agility happens. Remember, he's still paralyzed despite the agility. There's Swords Dance from Celebi. There's a bad full para for Zokuru. The window is getting slim. Time is running out. There's the BP to Magneton. There's another agility. Metagross needs to be faster or he will be sub-seed locked indefinitely out of this game. Remember, he's got double agility boost, but the power reduction. And as it turns out, that makes Magneton faster. That's going to be the game. The sub-seed lock is down, and Metagross can never escape. Even if he's never fully paralyzed again, he can Earthquake pop those subs, but it will always just get Leech Seed sapped away. Also, Magneton is just going to attack and kill the Metagross on his next turn. So this game is over. Zokuru makes a nice little comeback. It looked like he was very dead to the Aerodactyl. He made it a game. There was definitely some variance in RNG at the end that could have gone either way, but Gacu was too far ahead, and Zokuru could not make the full comeback. So Gacu will defend his title and remain the CALLOUS Fight Night champion. The question that remains is who will he fight against? Let's see. We will check that out right here as we do. The pool is getting thin, guys. You are more than welcome to join in on this. I want to get as many people interested in Callous Fight Night as possible. If you are watching this on YouTube and it's something you might want to participate in, throw your name in the hat. I'd be happy to have you. But let's see who he's going to be against next week. So we've got 27, 32, 36, 37, 38. No, I think I fucked that up. We try that again. 27, 32, 36, 38, 39 is what I meant. 39. One more time to make sure I did that right. 27, 32, 36, 38. Yeah, 39 is what we're looking at. So, you guys know the deal. We've done this so many times at this point. We'll do 3,900, generate, bump it down to 39, then we'll draw it once, whatever it is. I'm going to click on it, and we'll see who the opponent for Gacu next week is going to be. That's going to be number 34, and that is going to be, is that H-Clat? Is that right? 9, 27, 32. Yes. Next week, it is going to be Gacu against H-Clat. That, for sure, given the play styles of those two players, should be wet and wild. Looking forward to that. H-Clat against Gacu for Callous Fight Night next week. I will see you guys there.